back. I'm so sorry about that. It looks like my internet was not cooperating. That very rarely happens. So I think I dropped off earlier, and I'm not going to start from the total beginning. I'm going to try to pick up where I left off for those of you popping back in. My apologies. Today we are talking about how to generate more leads here in February. I am hoping this is coming through on your side. I'm going to give it a slight refresh. I'll try to patch these two videos together for anyone that is catching the replay. Looks like I'm back. Looks like internet's good. So I'm going to go ahead and share this one more time to our groups over on Facebook, our Modern Direct Seller Academy, as well as our Modern Direct Seller Tribe, your spot to grow your direct sales biz. Totally free group you can pop into. We have daily training popping in there on the regular. If you are joining back and watching me live, if you can just let me know if you can hear me, if everything sounds good on your side, I'm just going to carry on. And again, if you're just watching this video, Becky Launder, CEO and co-founder of Modern Direct Seller, live with you for our Make Money Monday. I am live every Monday sharing a money-making tip to help you grow your direct sales biz faster. All right, so let's dive into it. 5 strategies to generate more leads in February. So I love this topic. I think sometimes we all have slow seasons, whether that is a slow season based on maybe a product that your company is releasing. Maybe it's slow seasons like life happened last month and January was a hot mess and I didn't really get my act together to get things cooking for February. Or if you're just realizing that you have some big goals and there's a little bit of a gap between what you want to achieve and then the activities on your calendar or on a day-to-day basis to help you get to where you're going. So, oh good. Thank you, Amber. Jordan Essentials in the house. She says that she can hear me now. So that's good. Perfect. All right. So idea number 1, to generate more leads in a slow season, or February is your slow season, speaking to you here. The first one is really around collaboration. So we talked about this in our Let's Party Like It's 2025, where we gave some ideas of how to really think of your host as somebody that you would collab with. But we're going to one-up that. We're going to take that just a little bit further here today. And I'm going to talk a little bit about some ways that you can collaborate with others to really generate those leads. So there's a couple of strategies here that I want you to think about that sound kind of good in theory, but you have to make sure that you're taking that extra step. So the first one is in person. If you want to collaborate with another small business owner in person, a pop-up event is a really great way to do that. That's simply just saying, hey, can I have a little corner of your storefront? I will bring all the things. I'm going to set up. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to bring some traffic into your store for you. So think of your own personal little vendor event. So this works really, really well when you're working to collaborate with local storefronts or someone even like in your community that might have a high traffic area that you can set up and you can share your product at. So of course, you're going to need to reach out to that person. You're going to ask, hey, can I set that up? Is it Tuesday good? Okay, I'll be there from this time to this time. So you're kind of organizing yourself, but you're putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself in front of people and giving you the opportunity to collect leads. Now, the best way to collect leads at an in-person event is to be having lead generation slips where people can put their name in for a raffle. And I say this all the time, but the best way to get people to fill those out is you're going to put them on a little mini clipboard and then you're going to hand it to them. Like, hey, thanks for stopping by. Make sure you enter my raffle. You're going to take that mini clipboard, you're going to hand it right to them. So if it's just sitting there on the side of your table, nobody's going to fill it out. You're going to walk away feeling disappointed that you didn't get as many leads as you know that you really could have if you were being proactive about it. So the second way to collaborate would be more in the online space, right? So collaborating with someone that maybe has a similar audience that you would like to attract into your business. This is a great thing to do, especially when your calendar is not, hopping. You're like, how am I going to get in front of new people? I got to get in front of new people. I got to build my audience. A great way to do that is a live video and collaborating with someone else. Maybe you pop into their community, they pop into your community. Maybe you go live together on Instagram and it shows up on both of your feeds. There's so many ways to do this in a really, really cool way. But here's where you got to take it to the next step, right? We got to collect leads from that live video. So it's not just a, hey, hello, this is me, but there's also a very clear call to action to say, and by the way, if you want a free sample, fill out the form in my caption above. Or if you want a catalog, fill out your information in the form above. Or would you like a recommendation on skincare products that you would love? Great, fill out the form above, right? So anything you can do to drive them back to a form, to provide their information is what's going to make that collaboration super successful. Of course, if people are commenting, if they're engaging with you, you can send them a direct message, but we all know sometimes those messages don't always get through, right? So we want to make sure that we have a means for them to provide their contact information and a really good reason for them to cough it up and give it to you. So at that point, you can take that lead and nurture and generate that lead from there. Okay, so next up, number 2, is kind of on the same note, right? Having some kind of free training. Maybe it's a demo, maybe it's a class, maybe it's a giveaway. There's so many different ways that you could go with this, but you're inviting people to say yes to something. Yes, I want to be a part of that giveaway. Yes, I want you to show me how to make 10 freezer meals in an hour. Yes, I want to learn how I can take better care of myself or sleep better at night or have better daily routines, whatever those things are, that value is that you're providing to your customer. Invite them to raise their hand and say yes to that, right? And again, collecting that through a form is going to be a great way to go. Now, when I say forms, there's lots of ways to collect people's information. Very, very simply and free, you could use a Google form, right? If you want to get a little bit fancier and you're using a tool like Oh My Hi, you can create custom forms, custom paths for people and have that all link into your CRM. But at the bare minimum, just a simple form for them to fill out where they have their name, their email, and you're good to go, right? Okay, number 3 is really around referrals, right? Referrals are such a great way to generate leads during a slow season. So referrals are going to take a little bit of work, right? You got to market a referral program. People don't always just refer business to you. You have to kind of invite them to do that and give them a reason to do that. That was one of our Let's Party Like It's 2025 strategies that we mapped out for you, is leveraging your host to generate referrals for you. Then once that referral is generated, you really nurture that relationship, right? So this is a great one because it's going to take a little bit heavier of a lift, right? It's going to take a little bit of work. And during a slower season, you may have a little bit more time on your hands where you can reach out directly and say, hey, I'm looking for a couple of referrals. Is there anyone that you can think of that might also like what you like, your product, right? So tell me a little bit more, right? And really work that relationship to get a few referrals from it. And then once those referrals are handed off to you, you can nurture that relationship from there. All right, number 4 is digging into the data. So I know this one might sound a little bit scary. It's really not, right? But digging into the data would be, okay, where do I already have leads in the pipeline that I'm not really nurturing? So that could be going into your Facebook group. Maybe you have a dead Facebook group of 200 people that aren't engaging. Sound familiar to anyone? Go into that Facebook group, look through who's in that group. At some point, they raised their hand and they wanted to be there, right? So, how can you reconnect with them? How can you send them a message? How can you nurture those relationships that have already kind of started that you just need to warm up or kind of reinvigorate over time, right? So, I would look at your followers. I would look at your group members. I would look at people that maybe have joined an email list that you started or have said yes to requesting a sample, but have not yet purchased yet, right? These are all leads that are kind of already in your world. They're already there. They're already waiting for you. It's just a matter of going to kind of dig through that data to find who you're looking for and then start developing a better relationship with them from there. Okay, number 5, the last one, is really around social selling. And we talk a lot about social selling, right? Creating engaging content. People are engaging in that content. We're following up with a direct message. We're building that relationship in the DMs, typically in the social selling space. So during slower seasons or when you're really feeling like you need some more leads, right? You should have a bit more time on your hands. And here's the thing about social selling. It takes time to talk to people, to connect with people, to be authentic and genuine, and to keep that conversation moving forward, right? So that's going to be a great one to kind of work into your strategy here in February as you're thinking about generating new leads. All right, I've got a little bit more time right now, so I can dig into those DMs. I can engage a little bit more on social. I can respond to people's stories because that lands right into the DMs and turn that into a business conversation, right? So that would be my last recommendation when you're thinking about generating new leads in February. How do you dig into social selling? Do a little bit more of that to really bring people into your world. And we have lots of strategies on how to do that. Some of you have heard me talk about 3 every day. Reach out to 3 current customers, 3 future customers, 3 people you'd love to have on your team. We've also talked about the ABC strategy, where you work through your follower list in alphabetical order and you do all the A's one day, all the B's the next day, all the C's the next day. And then some of you love the 300 Club. That's another strategy that we've shared here, right? 300 Club. I'm going to talk to 300 people over the next 3 months. And I'm going to track those conversations. We have a complete tracker system for you to make that super easy. If you haven't checked it out, it's a great one, moderndirectseller.com/300club. So with that said, I'm excited for you to get out there, go generate some new leads here in February. I'm sorry we had a little bit of internet snafus earlier today, but thanks for jumping back in with me. And then last thing for our Academy members, I want to remind you that we have our content lab happening on Thursday. And we also have book club happening this week with Melissa too. So content lab, so happy, excited for that. That one is so much fun. We are going to do a little bit of video B-roll this week. So we're going to create a lot of content together that you can bank up and drip out over your social platforms over the next couple months or however long you want it to be. We also have our Navigating Change workshop happening. We have a date set for that. It is on March 5th. And we're bringing in the amazing Rachel Carey. She's coming back. She's been on the podcast. She's been in our community before. We all love her. And she is going to kind of co-captain with me this workshop on change. I think it's going to be great. She's a little bit outside of our industry too. So I feel like for all the change that we're facing in direct sales, it's going to be great to have kind of an outside perspective that brings some ideas to the table for us on how we navigate and how we still thrive, even in the midst of like ups and downs and shakeups in our industry. So that's going to be a really, really good one. Mark your calendar for that, just for Academy members. If you want in on that workshop and you're not yet in the Academy, comment the keyword change and I will send you a direct message with a special coupon code and link, so you can come check it out. I really think it's one of those things that I would love to gift it to everyone. And I want you to be there for it. So shoot me a message or comment the word change. I will send that over to you. And then the last thing is our Party Like It's 2025 is still happening. It goes through February 15th, 5 new strategies to up your party game here in the new year. Shake up your parties, have some fun with it. I shared in the first video that cut out that the highest performing party strategy right now is text and messenger parties. So it's been really fun to see some of the results coming in from that. We're going to have more on that in the Academy and share some of those success stories over the next week or so also. So if you're not yet in the Academy and you do want to get in on Party in a Post, let's party like it's 2025, you can definitely still do that too. All the videos are recorded, the handouts, the templates, they're all right there waiting for you. So I hope you have a great week. So good to see all of you. Happy, oh my gosh, I'm losing it this morning, you guys. I blamed Super Bowl yesterday. Happy Valentine's Day on Friday. I look forward to being back here with you next week. All right, I'm going to go drink some more coffee. I think I need it today. Bye, everyone. I'll see you soon.